An outpost coordinator, this is probably going to be the area that you kind of live in the most, to set up families, enroll new boys, to just kind of manage your outpost. So let's start with just looking at the roster. Okay, the roster is only boys. It doesn't have any adults in it. So that is what the roster is for. Is for only boys. It shows you here. You can see that we have a pending request. That means a parent has submitted a boy to be part of our outpost. We can approve it right here. We also see that pending request on our dashboard, the exact same pending request. And then we can also see that pending request because it is a boy, we're seeing it here in the roster, but you also see all pending requests in the enrollment section here, okay? As we can see that a student made a pending request. So that's where we would see that. Here are all the boys. Here we can do a few things. For instance, we can assign these boys to patrol. You see that these two are in a patrol, flying eagles, and you can see that they have patrol assignments. The patrol assignments are important because this is where a boy can take attendance if they wanted to. So you can click here and assign patrols, and I only have one patrol option, and it's for Discovery Rangers because I've only set up one patrol. So that is where you can do that at, okay? Um, let's move over. Well, we can also just take a look at what other options we have with these boys. We can edit their name or their age group here, move them to a patrol, of course, assign their patrol assignment. So let me just click on that so you can see you have a lot of patrol assignment options, everything from the national office, patrol scribe, those kinds of things. Um, and then we can also come over here. We can message the parents, and then we can merge a duplicate account. If maybe a parent accidentally set up a boy into two accounts, we can merge that duplicate account in that view. So back into the outpost view, we have families. So in this outpost right now, I only have one family. We can see that Johnny is pending. Johnny's waiting for a parent to approve him in that family. Now, we can still take attendance for Johnny. We can still assign Johnny awards, but he doesn't have access to that family portal um, without having that parent approve them. Let me go ahead and show you the parent view real quick, so you can see what that parent will see. You can see that the parents, when they click on household, they have this option right here that they're waiting for that student to be confirmed. So we'll go ahead and just confirm that student real quick, and then when we refresh over here, we're going to have that student is now a confirmed member of that household. Within the households, we as leaders can just um, add boys to a household. So if we wanted to add an adult, let's say there is a father or a stepfather that needs to be added to that household, we can add them as an adult here. We just put in their email address, first and last name. That will send them a link to join that household. The same is true with students. What we just saw where Johnny was wanting to be added. If we wanted to add another student there, we can just do first name, last name, what grade they're in, and then their gender at birth, and we can add them, and then they would be in our outpost. We would be able to use, we assign awards and attendance and everything. It just wouldn't, they wouldn't be assigned to that household until the parent actually accepts them into that household. And then down here, you can see that maybe we don't have households for some of our adults. Maybe some of our commanders don't have boys, and so they're not assigned to a household. That's where you see that is unlinked adults. Leaders are our Royal Ranger leaders. Now, in this tab, it just gives you a quick list of our leaders and what their roles are. There's really no editing that can take place in this tab at all. It is just a quick roster sheet. However, under adults, this is where we can send a leader an invitation. There's a few ways to send invitations. This is the primary way I would send an invitation because you can go ahead and assign them a role right off the bat. Okay, so if you have a commander that is going to be a parent also, you can just send them a parent link and then promote them to or add the commander tab for them. Um, Or if you have a commander who is not going to be a parent, doesn't have a household or anything like that, you can just go ahead and make them a commander right off the bat and send that link to them. It's up to you how you want to do that. There'll be a little bit of editing that you're going to have to do in those tabs if you want to change that. But you can just send them that email. When it comes in, they will populate down here in your Outpost members. So Outpost members will be all adults, all parents, everything. Will be in that Outpost members section. And then here I can change their role in that edit section. So I can say they're a coordinator, but they're also a commander. I can click that. Um, Coordinators by default can always send messages to parents and groups. However, that is not true for a commander. So my Ranger Kids commander here, if I want to edit them, um, they they by default don't have that send message tab. If I click on it, that gives them the ability to send messages to parents and to other leaders and to everybody in the outpost. So just be aware of that. Maybe you don't want someone to be able to send those messages. Make sure you always hit save when you're done editing, and just be aware of that. Patrols. This is where I'm going to set up my different patrols within my outpost if we use the patrol system. And you're just going to assign the name and what age group it is, and then you can go in there and start assigning boys from the roster. Grade promotion. This is a quick, easy way to promote them into a grade. And when you promote them into the grade, they will be automatically assigned to the age group for that grade. So, for instance, Johnny is currently in kindergarten. His next progression would be first grade. But let's say for whatever reason I put in the wrong grade for Johnny, or a parent put in the wrong grade, and he's really a Discovery Ranger in third grade. I just click that third grade, and Johnny is automatically moved into the third grade. Now, go through and just click each person. However, at the end of the year, if you want to make it a little bit faster, we can go ahead and just do promote to grades. And then we'll go through and ask for every boy one at a time. Were they held back? Then we're going to skip it and they're going to stay in that grade. If they advanced into the next grade, we'll just click advance. Let's say he was held back, advanced, and only 2 boys in that upgrade were advanced, and that automatically puts them in the advanced section. So that's a quick, easy way to do it at the end of the year. In settings, you can see that we have the Outpost name. Now, this is kind of like our church name. This is what people are going to see. So why we have that is in the Assemblies of God, a lot of times the official name of the church that you have to use for chartering may not be the local name that the church has used. Maybe the church is using a name like Radiant Life or New Hope or something like that. Um, but the official name, the parents don't really understand that. This is where you can change that and make it the local name that is commonly referred to for everyone and edit it here. So when a parent goes to enroll, they see that name. And not the official name of the church. Outpost number will always be the same. You can't change that. Now, here is something that is important. This is that enrollment QR code. We talked about this on the dashboard. This QR code, if it is shared on, let's say, Facebook for enrollment or that kind of thing, can actually become a problem because a whole bunch of people can register for your outpost that have nothing to do with your outpost. And the way to fix that is to come down here and change that key. So we can actually delete this key. And to delete it, you have to type in your outpost name exactly as it appears, just as a confirmation. Hey, listen, when you delete this, you'll never be able to use that key again. So if you have printed this QR code on flyers and bulletins and all kinds of stuff, you'll never be able to use it again. So we just want to make sure that you know that that's happening. And now that that key is deleted, you can go ahead and add a new key. And that will generate a new QR code for you, and you can add that new key, okay? So that's how you would do that. Bible merit policy. This is kind of a new one. We have in the past had either named Bible merits or we have had numbered Bible merits. And outposts have given us different feedback. Some outposts love the named Bible merits. Some outposts love the numbered Bible merits. This gives you the opportunity to do both, and or one or the other. And so if you say, hey, we want to just stick with that numbered Bible merit, Bible 1, Bible 2, Bible 3, that's how we want to do it, you can do that. For named, if we want to say, hey, a boy's not going to get a Bible merit unless he does all 5 lessons in that Bible, merit, then you can do that. I would say if you're going to do that, go ahead and stick with both, because a lot of times, if a boy misses one lesson in Matthew and one lesson in Luke, he can still advance on and get that numbered Bible merit, which might be important to you guys. So that is how you do that, and set that. And then down here is just a when you run your Council of Achievement certificates, it will auto generate that certificate for you. And those certificates are designed to be printed on the GPH certificate stock for that age group. And so this is just giving you a sample so that you can make sure that it is lined up and set up for that GPH certificate card stock, right? And so this is where you can test it and just make sure you're good to go for that stock. I scroll up to your next section, which is invitations. This is where you can send out invitations directly. If you don't use the enrollment link, if you just want to send a general invitation to someone, you can just do that quickly. It doesn't assign them to any roles or anything like that. You would then come into the adult role and assign them that role inside the system before they can access your system. And then enrollments is where we talked about where we have the approvals for adults, for students, for anyone requesting enrollment approval, and then we can just click on. So we got this James Smith right here. I just click on it, and now if I come over to roster, I can see that I now have James Smith in my roster in the Expedition Rangers. So that is how you use the settings section. I guess the last thing I'll just show you is over here is you have add a boy. If you're just adding a boy and maybe they haven't set up a family yet, they're not in a family unit, you would use this one to establish that family unit, and then add that boy, excuse me, to that family unit.